Welcome to Rewire Yourself Rich, the podcast for the woman who's done with temporary bullshit mindset shifts and ready for a full nervous system level identity upgrade. The woman who knows she was born to transform the world with her unique superpowers. I'm your host, Kelly Pender, wealth identity rewiring expert, intuitive mentor, and creator of the Rich Coded Method. In our world, we don't manifest like needy ass bitches. We re-encode the big fucking deal wealthy woman back into yourselves. We shift your DNA to remember who the fuck you are. Ready to become rich coded, getting paid to exist? Let's fucking go. Yes, Stephanie. Welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. Stephanie Clapp is a psychic medium, intuitive mentor, and founder of the Real Deal movement. She is magical in her own unique way. She's a client of ours, and I just love being in your energy, being a part of your world, and really seeing you grow as an intuitive and as a psychic medium and as a movement leader. And welcome to the podcast, my love.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be invited and included on here. It's so fun. You're part of my morning routine.
I love it. Okay, so you just recently spoke at the Rich Coded Virtual Summit. And when you were speaking and leading us through not just pushing our ego to the side, but connecting to our ego, connecting to our fear, and you taught us how to alchemize the ego and tap into our intuition. And when you were guiding us through that, I was like, this woman needs to really just take over the world, take over the globe, because this is what every single person needs in their life. And I would love to hear from you before we even dive in. When did intuition become a part of your life?
Well, that's a loaded question because it's always been a part of my life. I just didn't realize it. But really, like on the daily, I would say 2016.
Okay.
When I went through a super, I don't want to say traumatic, but an unexpected twist. I was in a relationship with a man that I thought I was going to marry. And a couple of weeks before, I was passing him in the home that we lived in together. And I heard clear as day, he's going to break up with you. And I was like, no. Like, we're talking about getting engaged. Like, no way. We go to my cousin's wedding a couple of weeks later. The next day, he literally looks at me from across the living room and he's like, I can't do this.
Ooh.
I'm 32 years old. We're living together. And we were living in his family's house. So, needless to say, it humbled me a whole lot.
Yes.
And I had to move back in with my parents. And at that point, I realized there had to be a reason. Like, there had to be more, right? Because I'm not a shitty person. Have I made some questionable choices in my life? Of course, who hasn't? But, like, I'm not a bad human. Why is this happening?
Yeah.
And so that's when I really started to go down the spirituality rabbit hole because nothing felt good. Right? Like, I was in so much pain. I didn't understand why I was going through what I was going through, why it happened to me. I was super playing victim.
Yeah.
And then I stumbled upon Gabby Bernstein. Then I stumbled upon Don Miguel Ruiz. I started, I was working on and off with a psychic medium from around here in New York, and I would go to her for readings. And I kid you not, in one of the first readings after the breakup, she looked at me and she's like, I see you doing what I do. And I laughed in her face. I was like, absolutely not. Like, my tarot cards are just for me. Like, absolutely not. And she's like, okay. And here we are. And like, I've had tarot cards since I was 12. My parents are both, my father's a healer, my mom's a psychic. So it's in my genes, I suppose. But I was raised Roman Catholic. So I always had the duality of both.
Yeah.
And I always did both. And then 2016 was when it really like took off, and I had to do where I am now. Like it just kind of evolved into everything.
I love this.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting how your God given gifts come through in such a moment of life where it's like, oh my God,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what do I do? My world is falling apart.
Yeah. And my mediumship was always real.
Mhm.
Like I've always seen dead people. That was always something, and well, dead people, but like ghost, spirit, whatever, entities.
Yeah.
I've always seen that my entire life. So that piece was never new to me.
Okay.
But actually communicating for myself with my guides or with spirit directly,
Mhm.
that was what really opened up through all of this.
Okay. Amazing.
Mhm.
I love this. So you're like, this is what's happening. And so
Mhm.
I'm going to accept my soul's mission.
Pretty much.
Okay. And so I would love to hear how you got your ego out of the way. Because at first, that psychic medium was like, I see you doing what I'm doing. And you just laughed in her face. So, which is great, hilarious. No big deal. And
Yeah.
so I know that that's ego,
Hmm.
right? And it's what? This makes no sense, whatever. So, how did you start to alchemize that ego so that you can truly be led by your intuition and build your business and the life that you're leading now?
So a big part of it is truly mentorship,
Hmm.
following women that had walked the path before me, right? That was a huge piece of it because I realized I wasn't alone. When
Yeah.
this all was happening, I felt so alone because everybody thought I was just crazy because I was going through this, super super serious breakup, and like, oh, she's losing it because she's trying to heal. And
Right.
to find these women, and honestly, it took a few years. I didn't find these women until the pandemic, but it really, they were the ones being like, no, like this is normal. Here's the witchy side of the internet that you never knew existed. Like here's these communities for you. Here are all of these people that not are just like you but have similar interests and gifts and all of the things. And this one mentor, she was my first mentor I worked with. She looked at me, and she's super intuitive. She's a very successful mentor, still to this day. And she looked at me, she's like, you just got to rip the band-aid off. And I was like, like, what? She's like, you just got to do readings.
Hmm.
And I was like, no, I am not. What? No, I am not good enough to do readings. I only read for myself. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, in your Facebook group, I want you to do readings.
Mm.
And this was, I want to say, the end of 2020. So this is when Facebook groups were like really blowing up and huge. And I was like, no, no. Like, please just put me back under, put me back in the witchy closet. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And she's like, just do it.
Hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, do I use Oracle or Tarot? Like, what do I do? And she looked at me, she's like, you know the tarot. You've known the tarot since you were a child. Use what you know. So I'm like, okay. So I don't know. I found the cojones to just do it.
Yes.
And I get on this live, and this woman, I don't even remember this woman's name, but it was somebody in my Facebook group. And had if she knew now that she literally changed the trajectory of my life and my business and all the things, like I really wish I knew her name because I would love to send her something and just thank her.
Hmm.
But she asked a question in the Facebook chat and was like, give me a message or whatever she wrote. And at this point, remember, it's 2020. So everybody's like highly sensitive about like
Yes.
race and, ethnicity and the vaccines and just everything.
Yes.
So when she asked that and I read it, all I see in my third eye is the Chiquita banana lady. And I'm like, Spirit, you gotta be kidding me. Like the climate, like I can't say that. Like I can't say that. Like you
Hmm.
have this white girl from New York and I'm gonna say I see the Chiquita banana lady? Like what? And something in me said like just do it. Like just go for it. So I was very careful with how I phrased it. But I was like, forgive me. And I don't know how this is going to resonate, but I see the Chiquita Banana lady and she's dancing around in like her flamenco outfit and she's doing the flamenco and she's just dancing around and she just has this smile from ear to ear. And I kid you not, in the chat, she goes, "Oh, that's great. Thanks so much. Totally got it." I was like, whoa. Like, I don't know what the hell that means to her, but amazing. Right? So it was from that moment that I was like, all right, like we need to tone out logic because logic isn't logical all of
Yeah.
the time, especially when it comes to intuition. So it was that moment that I was like, no, like my intuition clearly knows better,
Yep.
and so a lot of practice by giving readings for others and just seeing that no, I am right in the decisions that I'm making. I am, and when I say right, like what is right, right? But like I am, the messages I'm receiving are resonating with people and they are making sense to them. And that was one of the biggest pieces of advice that a mentor did give to me is that when you're receiving these intuitive hits, they don't need to make sense to you because the message isn't for you. Right?
Yeah.
So keeping that in the back of my head while also allowing spirit to just channel through me, well, I had no choice but to surrender to it and to quiet the ego. Because when I let the ego guide or try to come in with readings, the messages wouldn't resonate as well.
Yes. That makes so much sense. Do you think that every human is intuitive?
Yes.
So why do people say I'm not intuitive. I don't have that sixth sense.
We're taught to shut it off. We're taught to shut it off at a young age because you don't want to be the quote unquote weird kid or the one that's different or even just sometimes it does take some building. Just like some people are more athletically inclined or some people are more academically inclined. Some people are just more spiritually inclined. And
Yeah.
I think our birth chart has a lot to do with that. And that's a conversation for a different day. But,
Yeah.
like if you were to look at my chart and you knew anything about how to read a natal chart, everybody that ever looks at my chart and is like, you are the most intuitive person I've ever met. Like I have a stellium in Pisces, a stellium in Scorpio. Like it's just there. So
Okay.
this time around, that this is my purpose.
Yes. I love this.
And again, I do think anybody can learn.
Yeah, for sure. When the desire and
Right.
curiosity is activated. So, for those who are listening who are like, okay, I know that I have an intuitive side. I've just been quieting her down to protect myself, keep myself safe because, society has programmed us to be led by logic.
Absolutely.
So, for those who are like, how can connecting myself to my intuition help me in my life, in my business, in all areas? I would love to hear that from you and really go there, whatever wants to come through.
It's a state of calm that you begin to operate from. And I never realized how powerful it was until I got here. Right? Like chaos no longer finds me. And it's not because there are not chaotic things that go on in my life. Of course, like I'm human. I am here for the human experience. And of course, things don't always go my way. But there's always just this understanding or foundation of just calm in the sense of it's going to be okay. In the sense of what is this happening for?
Yeah.
Not why is it happening or why is it happening to me? What is the reason this is happening? And although those sound like the same questions, they are very different. And when you can operate from this place, the little mundane everyday things that humans would normally spiral about
Hmm.
just melt off. So I have a very human example, right? So at my 9 to 5, your weather is similar to ours. Last
Hmm.
week it was 90 degrees, which is abnormally warm for May.
Hmm.
Now, in a school building, we don't have air conditioning. Now, I teach middle school children who come with their own smells. We'll
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Hmm.
And it can be rather challenging on these days. But first of all, what are we going to do? We live in New York. We know this is part of, par for the course. It might happen. However, because I operate the way I do, I made sure to protect my energy before I went to work a little extra. Because once I got there, I knew everybody was just going to be complaining about how hot it was, complaining about this, complaining about that, complaining, right?
Hmm.
Let me tell you, I had the best few days, even though it was 90 degrees in my classroom. I mean, it wasn't actually that hot in my classroom, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
And everybody was looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Like, what do you mean? They're like, why are you not upset that we're here? Like, I have a job to do. I didn't know how to respond, right?
Yeah.
And then another woman looked at me. She goes, you know, you really trigger me because you're always so calm.
Oh my.
All right. Good to know.
Wow.
But it's just this inner knowing that no matter what, it's going to be okay. And if not, the universe is going to rearrange it so that it is okay,
Yes.
you know? And
Hmm.
being able to be from this in this space, the manifestations come in like boom, 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 boom. And it's silly manifestations. It's like,
Hmm.
oh, I don't really want to see a client today. And then a client books for like switches their appointment to the next day.
Yep.
Right? It's like little things.
Hmm.
And that's how life operates and works for me now. And again, this isn't like a hair toss over the shoulder kind of like look at me.
Yeah.
It's just the divine trust that I have in the surrender that no, it is going to work out because there's no other option.
Yes. Yes.
So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's where spirit wanted to go.
I love it. That was a message that we all needed to hear. And when you say, yes, it is going to work out because there is no other option, I feel like that is the backing of your body of work. And that's what allows manifestations to happen.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
So I want to talk manifestation.
Okay.
And I want to hear how we can and how our listeners can begin to really become the co-creator with source, with universe, with God, using their intuition to not take control, but to no longer just be a passenger of life
Hmm.
and to allow themselves to take control of the way that they're leading their lives and businesses and manifest their way more quickly than if they weren't connected to their intuition.
So, the first thing, and this is like a fun thing that I tell everybody to practice so that you can see that you are really connected with your guides. Because
Mm-hmm.
so many of us are like, oh, I don't have that connection. Like, no, that's not me, right? I want you to just go out and ask your guides for a specific sign.
Mm.
Like, if I'm on the right path, send me, my sign is a blue jay.
Okay.
Because while they are common in this area of the country, they're not like super common. Like you don't see one necessarily every day, right?
Right.
So I know if I see a blue jay, like it gets my attention and like, okay, spirit's with me. Cool, right? Obviously, like don't go outside and ask for a squirrel when like you're probably gonna see one,
Yes.
right? Like ask for something that's distinctive that like, okay, maybe it's an owl, maybe it's a pink elephant, like who knows?
Hmm.
But 9 times out of 10, it will show you that you are connected to spirit because that sign is going to come pretty quickly.
Okay.
So that's where to start, just so that you can understand that like you are connected and it is there.
Mm-hmm.
Once you receive the sign, thank you, Spirit. Ask it again a few days later. Start to build that relationship because just like anything else, this is a relationship.
Yeah.
And then once you begin to build this relationship, you're going to be able to either feel or hear or sense the way you're being guided. So it might be a fleeting thought. It
Mm-hmm.
might be something that you hear. It might be something that you smell that just jogs you into like, huh, maybe I should do this.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe I should do this is your first step on how to go. And your intuition, it doesn't give you the directions, it gives you the map,
Mm.
right? So because think about it, a map, there's plenty of different routes to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
It's up to you, the human, to take the aligned action and go. And it doesn't mean that if you make a wrong turn, you can't still get there.
Yes.
So
I
it,
never heard it that way.
yeah.
That makes so much sense to like see that picture
Mm-hmm.
of a map, not the
Yeah.
directions. I'm like, oh yeah, that lands. That makes sense for me.
Because think about it, even from New York to Philadelphia, we can go how many different ways?
A ton.
And no way is more right than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Some ways might take us longer,
Yeah.
but we'll still get there.
Mm.
Or you could even hop on a train and, psh, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea of intuition. Like, there's no right or wrong way. But the more you honor the way you're being guided, the quicker it's going to happen.
Okay. So how this is what I'm hearing. How can we honor the way we're being guided? Because again, a lot of us are like, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
how?
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing in logic.
Yeah. First and foremost, listen to your body.
Mm.
Your body always knows. Your body always tells you first. That might be like a tingling in your ear when
Mm-hmm.
you're doing something. When you get that, just take a second. You don't even need to quote unquote drop in. Just take a second. Wait, what am I doing? What am I thinking? It's probably the thought you were having that spirit's like, woo, pay attention,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you go out to dinner with your friends and you get like that gut, like, ugh, feeling.
Yes.
Well, maybe those aren't the people anymore,
Yes.
right? So your body is going to be your first line of defense with that.
Mm.
And the more we listen to the body, to be quite honest, the more your other clear senses will grow. So, like the hearing, the knowing, the seeing, the smelling, the tasting.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of a question that I got recently that I'm like, ooh, this would be really good here. So I remember when my clairs were coming online and I was
Mm-hmm.
being more aware, I remember thinking it had to be a certain way. Like, oh, well, this person, she sees and she
Mm-hmm.
hears. And then for
Mm-hmm.
me, it was like, so that's how it needs to be for me. And I would love to hear for those who are really beginning to understand how they receive their intuition, right? Seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing, like all the clairs. I would love to hear how we can best connect to our clairs to really turn up the volume to the way that we receive our intuition individually and not like
Mm-hmm.
anyone else's way.
Mm-hmm. So the yes and no activity that I did in the summit is a great way to start to access that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's simply closing your eyes and asking yourself a question you know the answer to is yes and feeling where that comes in because that's usually your first tell of how your messages come through.
Okay.
And I'll never forget when I was first doing that activity for myself, I felt like my ear popping.
Mm-hmm.
And my clair audience is my strongest clair.
Mm.
And then the no, I asked a question that the answer was clearly no, and I felt it in my gut.
Okay.
And my clairsentience is also very strong because I'm empathic,
Yeah.
right? But so that's a very good activity just to see like what comes through.
Hmm.
But for each of the clairs specifically, I do have different activities that I do for the different clairs, depending on what you're looking to develop or what is starting to develop.
Mm.
So I'll share one for Claire audience that sounds ridiculous, but it works.
Okay.
Okay. So you can go in a bathtub, you can go in a swimming pool, any body of water works.
Hmm.
And you're literally submerging yourself under the water so that your ears are covered. Obviously, like you can still breathe, do all the things, right? So, like, essentially, you're floating in the water or you're just submerged in the bathtub.
Okay.
And your ears obviously get clogged up with the water. And it's noticing the, I don't know what to call it, like the echoes, I guess,
Hmm.
that are coming to you. And staying there with the intention of letting this water deepen your clairs.
Ooh.
And then when you come out of the water, when the water clears, I don't know the magic behind it, but it's like your clairaudience has just like up leveled.
Okay.
So for that, it's really sitting with intention,
Right.
right? But this is a fun one that if you have kids, this is a super fun one to do if you're looking to develop your smell, your clairalience.
Okay.
So you take something, you have your kids hide something that you know the smell of. So like cinnamon or a banana or something that has like super potent smell.
Hmm.
Have them hide it somewhere and don't like they cannot tell you. And I know some kids are really good at that. Like they're like, nope, figure it out.
Yeah.
Have them hide it somewhere and then you have to smell it out.
Oh, I love that.
And it becomes like a super fun game that you can do together,
Hmm.
but also you're developing your Claire aliens, which is kind of fun.
That's so fun. You
Yeah.
know, I'll be doing that activity.
And it's fun to see if your kids have the Claire too.
Mm. Okay. We
Because
will do that.
more than likely the kids' Claires are more developed than yours because they haven't shut them off yet.
Oh. Of course they are.
Mm-hmm.
Little intuitive beings.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Quick question. Do you believe that smells are associated with spirits? I'm asking this because when you were sharing that activity, I was like, every once in a while I smell this very pungent perfume smell. I don't wear
Mm-hmm.
perfume. There's no perfume or cologne in my house because I'm sensitive to smells. And every once in a while I'll smell that. It's not just in my house, it's other places. And I'm like, I feel like there's a spirit visiting me whenever I smell that.
Oh, absolutely. 100,000%. That's how I knew at my parents' house. A man would come and visit me when I was sleeping, not in like a creepy way.
Yeah,
It sounds creepy, but it's not.
it does.
But that's how I knew he was there because I would smell the cigar he was smoking.
Oh, wow.
So
That's wild.
absolutely, because the reason being, and when I've asked spirit, the reason that they do that is because they know that you will recognize the smell and connect it to them, like that
Mm,
one person.
okay.
So normally if it's a perfume, like I could bet that you would know whose perfume that belongs to.
I don't think I
No?
do. Mm-mm.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So
I
then you just
know.
have a random spirit hanging out with you.
Yeah, I don't know.
That might be fun. That might just be like, hey, I'm here. Let's talk. Let's
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like "Ugh," alarming. It feels
Hmm.
very like grandmother-y or something.
And it wasn't your grandma's smell?
No, they're
Huh.
both living.
Oh, so then definitely not.
No,
Maybe it was great
someone.
grandma.
Possibly. It's definitely someone who I haven't met, so I don't know their
Hmm.
smell, or I
Right.
wouldn't remember it at such a young age.
Yeah. But no, the smell for sure. What really freaks my clients out when this happens to them when they're developing is the taste.
Oh.
Like they'll just be sitting somewhere and then all of a sudden they get like a taste of spaghetti and meatballs and they're like, I'm not eating, nobody's cooking, like what's going on? So that one's a little more like, huh, what's going
Hmm.
on? But the smell, totally, 1000%.
Yeah. This is so interesting. I love this. So now that we're beginning to understand our clairs and how we receive, what are some rituals that we can do in the morning to, I'm sure you have amazing rituals where it's like, when someone's used to being led by ego and not intuition, we
Mhm.
like intertwine our energy with other people's energies and then it's
Mhm.
tainted and not as potent. So,
Yeah.
what rituals or protection rituals do you have so that we can more potently tap into our intuition and also protect our energy from other people?
Yeah. So I'm not one of those psychics that, or mediums, or whatever you want to call me, that's going to tell you to sit in meditation for 30 minutes
Good.
because I don't think, number one, that suits everybody, but also it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a point and place for meditation, and I don't think that needs to be a daily ritual.
Love that.
I do believe movement of some sort should be a daily ritual,
Yes.
especially to your point of how do we tell what's ours and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a crazy person and wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym,
Yeah.
but it's how I like to start my day. I don't care if you do yoga, if you stretch, even if your movement consists on going on your vibration plate. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what that movement looks like, but to start the day with movement allows you, number one, to wake up, right? Because movement is going to do that first thing. But number two, it gives you the permission to shake off whatever is still lingering from sleeping, whatever is lingering from maybe whatever you dreamt, or
Yes.
for those of us that like to astral travel in our sleep, like get that off.
Yeah.
So to start your day with movement, it really allows you to have that fresh slate energetically.
Mm.
Again, you want to go for a walk? Cool. Yoga? Cool. Dance party in your kitchen while you're drinking coffee? Like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it needs to look one way because I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it has to. It's not a one size fits all, which I know is also different than a lot of what people say.
Yes. Which is why we love
Um,
you.
and then the only other thing that I would make a daily ritual, because again, is journaling helpful? Absolutely. Is EFT helpful? Absolutely. Breath work? For sure. But do they all need to be done every single day? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
So the only other thing that I really would say to do is to protect your energy before you are around people.
Yes.
So, what that looks like, right? And it's super easy. You don't need a cleansing spray. You don't need a smudger. Like, you don't need any of this crazy wild stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
literally just need to sit for maybe 30 seconds. You can be in your car. You can be in your house. You can be on a park bench waiting for the bus. And
Mm.
you just imagine this white bubble coming out around you and enveloping you.
Yes. Okay. That's
And
super
that's it.
helpful.
And literally just take a few deep breaths in this bubble
Mm-hmm.
with the intention of, I am protected. And then you go about your day.
Mm.
And who doesn't want to be Glinda the Good Witch?
I do.
You want your bubble to be pink? So be it.
Yeah.
It can be a pink bubble.
Mm-hmm.
But just really keeping your energy that you already cleared because you moved it,
Yeah.
just keeping your energy to you and then allowing any energy that's not yours to kind of just bounce off.
Perfect. I love how simple you make it because, again, like you can go on Pinterest, you can go on TikTok, and it's like you need all these things and you need all these tools and you need to, and then everyone's like, oh my God. And then we get overwhelmed and we don't do it. So making
Mhm.
it that simple is like, okay, I can apply this.
Absolutely. Because honestly, I don't want to do a lot of things when I first wake up.
No.
Like, no, thank you. And same thing before I go to bed. I don't need this laundry list of things to do before I go to bed to
Mm-mm.
make sure that my energy is cleansed.
Right.
Like, and this is, I'll give what I do before I go to bed too. I literally say, any energy that isn't mine, please leave. And I imagine
Ooh.
it coming up out of me like a little bubble and it floats right out the window.
Mm.
And that's it.
Okay.
And on the nights I need a little extra support, I call in my guy, Archangel Michael,
Mm-hmm.
and I put his wings around me while I'm like over the bed. That's it.
Mm.
You know, you can listen to meditation music, you can do this, you can, of course. But I think the new age spirituality and the spiritual community has made it so, like you were saying, so challenging
Mm-hmm.
when it really doesn't have to be.
Right. I love that energetic cleanse, simple bedtime ritual. Because when you were saying that, I was like, ooh, that's something I need to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And those who are listening, if anyone works with energy, taps into other people's energy, it's like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I I forget to do those things because again, it's like, oh, I don't want to follow all these steps.
Right. I don't want to sit in meditation for 30 minutes. I don't want to
No.
listen to the guided music. I don't want to,
No.
yeah, I get it.
I love that. So that's a bedtime ritual I'm going to be implementing.
It works, I swear.
It's happening. I love this. So I would love to hear from you how you like this is so beautiful to apply to life and everyday life and
Mm-hmm.
all areas of life. And I would love to hear how you used your intuition to take your business from a business to a brand.
I had to listen to my intuition. It
Mhm.
was really hard to do because the ego was fighting hard.
Okay.
And it was truly when I decided and to your mentorship to really stop listening to all of the noise of what
Mm.
my coaching business should look like,
Yeah.
what I should want in my business, what I should.
Hmm.
And I just started listening to what I wanted while also following the intuitive nudges I was getting.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't feeling good overspending in mentorship and then having no capital.
Hmm.
Like that didn't feel good.
Mm-mm.
But you got to spend money to make money, right? Like there were all these phrases like running through my head.
Yeah.
And well, I need to be a millionaire today.
Hmm.
Well, if I know it's inevitable, why does it need to be today?
Yeah.
And it was that surrendering to it and also surrendering to the timeline of my 9 to 5.
Yes.
That was a huge piece because in my head, for whatever, and it might have been a belief that I caught on from another mentor or just being in the coaching industry or just seeing social media, like I don't even know where this belief came from.
Hmm.
But it was like, well, if I really want to make the big money, then I can't teach anymore.
Yep.
But I do believe part of what makes me such a good spiritual and intuitive mentor is because I'm a teacher,
Yeah.
because I can break things down, just like you just said.
Hmm.
And I'm not ready to give up the classroom yet.
Yeah.
And for a while, I thought that was my ego coming through, being like, no, this is just what's comfortable. You stay here.
Hmm.
But if it's still something I really love, then why am I rushing to get out of it?
Yeah.
Right? So it was a combination of your mentorship, but also surrendering
Hmm.
and really looking at what makes me happy
Yes.
and that it's okay to be an entrepreneur and a teacher
Hmm.
and I can still do it all and have it all and write a book. You know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Yes. And I love how you said when I asked that question, you were like, oh, it's really hard. And why was it hard? Because we were following everyone else's rules.
Yeah.
Everyone else's, what you were saying, what you hate. It's not just one way.
Mm-hmm. And it was really hard to, stop working with my other mentor because I love her as a human and I love her as a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even that our ideals don't align anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's a bougie bitch, and I love that about her.
Mm-hmm.
And, I know at some point or another, I'm going to be back in her world.
Yeah.
It's just, for right now, I needed to honor myself and do it my way.
Yep. For sure. And look what you're leading.
I know. And it's so much fun.
It's so much fun.
It's
Real
so much
deal.
fun. Real deal.
Real deal, baby. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I love this. So I know that as the Real Deal movement leader, you just recently birthed a masterclass,
I did.
which is so fun because at first it was like, oh, I don't know what to name this. And then here, tell us, because I didn't even hear this yet. Tell us how the name just landed in.
I think I was just like writing out my ideas on what I wanted to bring out in terms of what I want this masterclass to be around, right? Because again, from the summit, that's kind of what sparked all of this. I was like, you know what? I had a really good time teaching people how to separate, not even separate, but like harmonize intuition and ego, because it is a harmony that needs to be found.
Yes.
And so I was just kind of like journaling about what that looks like and some of the phrases. And it just came through. It was like, no, but you already know. You already know. And that's just the idea that I kept writing over and over. And I was like, well, I guess that's the name. Right? Because it's so true. So many of us, and myself being a victim to it way more than one time, we already know how we need to move.
Yes.
Or what we should do to honor ourselves and honor our inner voice. And yet, our ego is going to come in and tell us 95 million ways not to do it.
Yep. You already know. So
You
tell
already
us,
know.
now that this masterclass is birthed, tell us who this is
Yes.
for and how this is going to help us.
So it's super fun because, again, it's for really women, but if men are included as well, if you would like to join us. But it's for women that even might just be intuitive curious, right? You're like, there's something there.
Yeah.
Or you know how your clairs come through. But it's for the woman that wants more for herself. She doesn't want to repeat the same cycles. She wants to build a life that she loves, whatever that looks like. And like we were talking the other day, like maybe that means booking an Airbnb on a Tuesday because you can. Maybe that means summering in Europe. Maybe that means being an author or speaking on stages. Like there's no one way in how it looks.
Yeah.
But it's this idea of wanting more and wanting it and not feeling bad about it. Doing it in a way that you can just blend it all together. You can bring it all together and just live your life your way. Whether that means bringing it into your business, building a movement, whatever that looks like, there's no wrong way. But you're never going to get there if you can't harmonize the ego and intuition. Because the ego will win every single time.
Yep.
Because she's a needy bitch.
She is a needy.
She is.
Oh, I know she is.
And
Oh
she
my
wants to
God.
be seen and heard all of the goddamn time.
Yep.
So
No
it's
longer.
about, and it's not about ignoring her. And that's what I'm really going to dive into on day one. It's not about ignoring the ego. The ego is there for survival. We are humans. We have the ego for a reason.
Yeah.
However, we're not hunters and gatherers anymore, so we don't need her. We don't need her on that 100% anymore. We can dial her back a little bit. So it's more about that dialing back to allow the intuition to meet it.
Amazing.
And then day 2, we'll focus more on building that intuition and how to bring that forward more.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
I will put that in the show notes.
Thank you.
So that those who are like, you already know is from me, can join your masterclass. Tell us where we can find you and how we can connect with you on a deeper level.
Well, Instagram seems to be my jam these days. So the Stephanie Clapp on Instagram. And then my website, which has been rebranded and is super swanks now, stephanieclapp.com. We are very excited. And that's really how you can get into my free community. You can message me on Instagram. We got all the things in those 2 places. But if you're a Facebook girly, then you can find me on Facebook too, Stephanie Clapp there as well.
Amazing. Yes. This was so magical. So amazing.
So fun.
I could talk to you forever. I'm like astral traveling in our dreams. Next podcast.
Well, don't worry. The energy is surging. I'm like schwitzing everywhere.
Oh, I love that. That means that she's connected.
Yes, ma'am.
We get hot and sweaty when we're connected to energy.
Hot and bothered.
Hot and bothered, baby. I love this. I love you. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your magic, your wisdom. I appreciate you so much.
I love you.
If you loved this episode as much as I did, please take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram so I can share you and your incredible body of work to my network and celebrate you. And as a special abundance gift, please give us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram, and I'll send you my sexy sales hypnosis to rewire yourself rich in your sleep.